So yeah, unscheduled, possibly unsanctioned, but here I am again. We'll see if anybody shows up for this very special episode of the Troubadork live stream, right here in the room known as Away, in the house known as Odoroki, in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, where it has been cold and wet and not at all fun. We're home today because the day job office is doing renovations and they turned off all the water. So it was a fairly reasonable reason for doing that. So for those of you watching at home and those of you catching this replay, because I know I'm big in syndication, hi. Let's just kind of line things up a little bit here. I think I've gotten all the technical free-for-all dealt with, but we will see. We may not. It's all very confusing, honestly, the way this all works out. I know there's like a 2-minute delay on the Facebook, and I know that there's delays on all the other things here and there. But I'm here. Oh, and we will begin. I believe we will begin with what I like to think of as the disclaimer. I am not very good at this. No, I am not very good at this. I try to get it right, but it's often hit or miss. I am not very good at this. Oh, I am not very good at this. No, I am not very good at this. If you're looking to be transported in a cloud of lyric bliss, sorry, I am not very good at this. Oh, I am not very good at this. I'm still learning. I am not very good at this. Sometimes the lyrics are weird and the scansion's a little awkward. I am not very good at this. Everybody! Oh, we are not very good at this. It's freeing. It's liberating. No, we are not very good at this. Sing it home even though I can't hear you. We try to get it right, but it's often hit or miss. We are not very good at this. Off and running on yet another Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show. This one being a very special episode, number 289. We are closing in on 300 of these dang things, which started about 3 years ago. About 3 years and about 5 days ago, because that was right when things were beginning to take form as the pandemic began to set in. And the day job said, hey, let's have a test day on Tuesday. Just so everybody work from home on Tuesday, and the tech support team will be there to make sure everything works. And everything went horribly wrong in the most wrongest possible wrongy way of wrong ever. And then the next day, it's like, all right, we all have to work from home. And then suddenly, here we all were working from home. We got very lucky with the house that we have. The house is known as Odoroki, which is a Japanese word meaning unexpected. because it was a surprise, this house. And the fact that this house has as much room as it has means that we could all work in our own spaces. That was kind of neat. And I said one day, it's like, you know what, guys, how do you feel if I just start live streaming and we'll see what happens? Hey there, Fax. And so I decided to test it out, and then I decided to do like a half hour of nonsense, and it kind of became a thing, especially during the time when the majority of us were told to stay home all the time. And that was about 2 years, and eventually I faded it back to doing it instead of 5 days a week, because I didn't have to commute. That's why it was my non-commute show. Then I wound up doing it about 3 days a week, and eventually just Fridays off and on. And now that's roughly where we are as Fridays. So about last week, I did in fact act as the MC for the Cottage Pub's St. Patrick's Day street fair, house party, whatever you want to call it. And we were outside for Friday and inside for Saturday. And it was an interesting time because I had only a half hour music set, and most of the music acts had like 1 hour or 2 hour sets. And that was because the guy who was running it thought they were just getting Tobias the Adequate, the magician, as opposed to Tobias the Adequate, the musician. And said, well, heck, if I knew it was you doing music, I would have given you like 2 hours, 3 hours. I wouldn't have to work so hard. And it's true. I would have done it. And I darn near did do it, because one of the acts that we had is a bagpiper who was a really nice kid, but he tapped out after about a half hour, so I kind of had to start my show early. So I basically did about an hour and change, which I don't mind at all. Outdoors, 2 microphones, and a resonator ukulele. Now on Saturday, we all did everything indoors, so I got to be inside. It's kind of nice to be indoors occasionally, and so I did my set, and I acted as MC, and it went over well, and they're going to do it again next year, and I got paid, so hopefully I'll be able to do more music indoors here and there. I don't know if I'm a bar guy still or not. I'm almost a tavern guy, but that's because that's a Renaissance festival. Speaking of Renaissance festivals, we will be visiting a couple of fairs. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to visit a certain forest fair kind of thing. Maybe this weekend. We'll see. I'm not going to say anything specific or when we're going to do it, but we are intending to go and do it. I will be performing at the Sherwood Forest Fair the weekends of April, the first 2 weekends in April. So the weekend of April 1st and 2nd, and then add 7 days, 8 and 9. And I will be on the Villagers Square stage again doing my stuff. So we'll see how that all goes along. So yeah. So I've been followed by Lessa Johnny Heron. Thank you, whether you're watching or not. Without you here, it's just me, Vox Climatis in Deserto, a man shouting into a camera. Host of Vox Climatis in Dessert Cart, which is a man screaming into a sheet cake. Now, the next song I'm going to do is one that I'm very fond of. It was introduced to me by Kay, who is one of my supporters, and has threatened. Kay has threatened to make the costume of the person that I describe in My Friend from Fair, and he'd be able to do it. I'm not lying. He would definitely be able to do it, and I wouldn't put it past him to give it a shot. But he introduced this song to me, and the first time I saw this song or heard this song was back when I was a young boy, watching syndicated TV on the UHF channel, and The Muppet Show came on. Clam Desert? Well, you know, that could also be the home of the legendary desert lemmings, who run in great packs across the barren waste looking for a body of water to throw themselves into, because it's hot out there. So this one I originally heard performed by Jim Henson, and so that's why when I play the song, I have a tendency to sound a little bit like Jim Henson. I don't actually have a frog in my throat, but sometimes it does kind of come out a little bit. But it's an old music hall song, which means there's no royalties. started on a journey about a year ago to a little town called Morrow in the state of Ohio. I'd never been much of a traveler, and I really didn't know that Morrow was the hardest place I'd ever try to go. So I went down to the station for my ticket and applied for tips regarding Morrow, not expecting to be guide. Says I, my friend, I'd like to go tomorrow and return no later than tomorrow, for I haven't time to burn. Says he to me, now let me see if I have heard you right. You'd like to go tomorrow and return tomorrow night. You should have gone tomorrow, yesterday, and back today, for the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way. If you had gone tomorrow, yesterday, now don't you see, you could have gone tomorrow and returned today at 3 for the train today tomorrow, if the schedule is right. Today it goes tomorrow and returns tomorrow night. Says I, my friend, it seems to me you're talking through your hat. There is a town named Morrow on the line, now tell me that. There is, says he, but take from me a quiet little tip. For to go from here tomorrow is a 14-hour trip. The train today tomorrow leaves today at 8:05. At 10:30 tomorrow is the time it should arrive. So if from here tomorrow is a 14-hour jump, can you go today tomorrow and get back today, you chump? Says I, I'd like to go tomorrow, but can I go today and get tomorrow by tonight if there is no delay? Well, says he to me, and I got nothing more to say. Can't get anywhere tomorrow and get back again today. Says I guess you know it all, but kindly let me say, how can I get tomorrow if I leave this town today? Says he, you cannot go tomorrow anymore today, 'cause the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way. I was so disappointed, I was mad enough to swear the train had gone tomorrow and had left me standing there. That man was right in telling me I was a howling jay, for I could not go tomorrow, so I guess in town I'll stay. I don't get it. I do love that song. That song is just fun. Vox desertus in clamato. See, now you're making me wonder if there's a way to make a dessert with clamato. Clamato, by the way, is, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure when those of you who are watching later on and not in our demographic may not know this, but clamato is a ostensibly a cocktail mixer made of portions of tomato juice and clam broth. Yeah, and it has a very distinctive flavor, and it is used in a few different drinks. I think the Bloody Caesar uses it, in fact, instead of tomato sauce and Worcestershire, tomato juice and Worcestershire or V8. It uses clamato. And I know about clamato because my father kept a wet bar. And in my early formative years, I was like, well, what does this taste like? Weird. It tastes weird. And therefore, it's something I'm going to be interested in. Thank you very much. So I did go through a clamato period long before I met most of the people I know and actually entered into civilization. File. Yeah, it's... To say that clamato is an acquired taste is maybe not so much acquired as like brutally forced upon you, but you know. Now today has been a very funky day because of the plumbing thing, so that's why I'm here and why I'm doing this now. There is currently plans afoot for me to do the official Friday non-commute show on Friday. So that'll be good. And I know that there's other people that are watching these now in syndication on the playlist because they tell me. Which is kind of nice, because a lot of the people that I know won't watch these things, or tell me they watch these things, because they're afraid I'm going to interact with them. My mom is one of them. That's weird, but true. So, in honor of the fact that we're going to be going back to Sherwood, I would now like to play a song for you that is a promotional song. Promotional song? Yes. And also because it's been that kind of day, and I personally think that we need to have a little Oscar Hasselhoff in our lives. I may very well be able to play this song as a commercial for him during the Adult or Children's School of Sword. And that cat right there, that was Domino walking by. Once now, happy children. Have you ever sing a happy little tune, yeah? A song about gambling, drunkenness, and defenestration, yeah. A song that causes me to speak in this insufferable Bavarian accent. It's true. I am seeing a specialist on Thursday. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mine luck. Or a lot to these big Flemish guys, I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was a goner, sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. For he invented the Hasselhoff maneuver, which ends like this. Just grab them by the crotch, once and throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, once and throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. And then I remembered the Hasselhoff maneuver, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. It goes like this. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite warm. When time to pay the bill came, pleas for credit were all scorned. And so I tried to stand my ground, my fate was quite forewarned. For it came to pass that in this very tavern in Helsinki, temporarily between violent conflicts, Oscar Hasselhoff, German master of defense, had been hired as a part-time bouncer. Well, I was just thrilled. Guten Abend, Master Hasselhoff. Wie geht's? Would you sign mine booklet? He had to find a crayon. And then he signed his name very carefully, didn't misspell a thing. Then he grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. But that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems defenestration works on me as well as you. And now, happy children, sing along the happy sing-along chorus with me, yeah? You do not need to know all of the words. No. Just the good ones. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. I thought a little defenestration might go well today. So, my goodness me. So, I played a St. Patrick's Day show, and I played mostly my own stuff. I played a couple of songs I played Arky's Toast, I did Tomorrow, changing it to the county of Sligo instead of the state of Ohio and stuff like that. I'm actually working on making Tomorrow more Renaissance Festival and Medieval Festival appropriate by talking about it being a coach instead of a train. But I got to hear a lot of people play a lot of the standards, the traditional music. And I like it. It's not me very much, but I know there's a lot of people out there that just want to sing traditional music, and I have been told I should learn some traditional music. So I went looking for traditional music, and I found some. Now, this isn't exactly, I don't think this is the tradition that they were thinking of, but it is an older song. It's actually about 8 years old right now, as a matter of fact, because it was originally put on something called the Yogcast, which I personally missed, but I did catch the song when it came out, and I thought it was wonderful. And then after a little soul searching and a little hunting, I discovered, to my utter joy and glee, that that I could play this song. Maybe you've heard of it. Brothers of the mine, rejoice, swing, swing, swing with me. Raise your pick and raise your voice. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Who knows what we'll find beneath? Diamonds, rubies, gold, and more, hidden in that mountain store. Born underground, suckled from a teat of stone, raised in the dark, the safety of our mountain home, skin made of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brothers, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. The sun I will not reach the slow. Deep, deep in the mine. Never seen the blue moon glow. Dwarves won't fly so high. Fill a glass and down some meat. Stuff your bellies at the feast. Stumble home and fall asleep, dreaming in our mountain keep. Born underground, grown inside a rocky room. The earth is our cradle, the mountain shall remain our tomb. Face us on the battlefield, you will meet your doom. We do not fear what lies beneath. Let's try it again. We do not fear what lies beneath. Never can we dig too deep. I am a dwarf and E minor. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. Born underground, suckled from a teat of stone, raised in the dark, the safety of our mountain home, skin made of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brothers, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. Not bad for having very little rehearsal. So I'm going to add that to the live set to see if we get anybody else singing it. I might be doing a little bit, you know. See who catches it first, you know. It's interesting, the chord structure, because it's E minor, G, D, C. Now, with your hands, if you do it, E minor starts here. You can actually kind of do it so you're playing all the strings, E minor, and then if you want to do a G, you just bar across and move 2 fingers in. That's a G. Take away some fingers and put one in there. That's a D. Choke up a little bit, you've got a C, and that's a B. But me, I like my open chords. It's weird that way, and I am weird that way, and that's okay. Well, all good things must come to an end, and even though we may not qualify, this is going to be the wrap-up for this particular unscheduled, very special episode of the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork Show. Thank you, Fax. Thank you, Ariel, for hanging out with me, because it's always better to do these things when there's someone there. We will be back. We will be back on Friday, barring force majeure, and we'll try to do it just about every Friday when I'm not in transit somewhere. About 4:30 Central Time, 2:30 Pacific Time. I could find yourself under. That's true. If I'm not careful, it could get pitch dark, and I am likely to be eaten by a grue. Which is also, by the way, if you haven't looked that up on YouTube, it is an MC Frenlock song from like the early 2000s, and it is still one of the grooviest funkiest grooves about a text-based game I've ever heard in my life. Of course, I am at The Adequate on Twitter, at The Adequate on Instagram, which I don't do a lot of. I'm Tobias The Adequate on Facebook. MP Laguerre at YouTube. And, of course, you can always go to theadequate.com for everything and Troubadork.com for Troubadork-specific things. And Fax Paladin with the Grue the Wanderer Sergio Aragonés reference, which is the perfect way to wrap this up. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Take care of everybody. Things are going to get weirder, but they will generally improve if we let them. Fight fire with marshmallows. It confuses them. Y'all have been wonderful. I've been Tobias the Adequate, and thank you for encouraging my behavior. And I will see you guys on Friday. Take care.